This is the Shoreline, Washington monthly homeowner update for September 2022. If you're wondering how much your home is worth right now, we've got sales, prices, and predictions. Everything you need to know for the month of September. So first, how are your sales doing, right? The market has started softening. It's catching up with us here in Shoreline. For the first time since December 2020, we didn't see the rolling 12-month average home prices go up. In fact, in August, they stayed flat at around $800,000, and that still puts us up over 14% from where we were at this time last year. So we'll have to see how much of that we can hold on to as the two battling forces of inflation and recession play out against each other. If you'd like to learn how much your home is actually worth right now, go ahead and click the link below. Now, in terms of transactions, there were fewer closed and pending transactions in August, and that's not surprising. August and July are typically pretty slow months here. We're now into September, and things are zooming along. We've actually had more listings and more buyers coming out of the woodwork after a relatively slow summer brought upon by a combination of higher interest rates and just that summer sun where we all want to get outside and do things other than home shopping. So as much as we say the market is softening, it is still a seller's market. The days on market for how long it takes a home to sell is averaging just over 7 days. So it's getting a little bit longer, and homes that aren't in great condition and are overpriced are just taking a longer time to sell. I do expect that we'll see an activity pick up in the fall over the next 2 to 3 months, and then it's going to drop off again in November. But no matter when you sell or what price point your home is at, utilizing our A+ system for selling your home is going to help you get the most money for it, regardless of the other situation. Now, the next steps, if you do think about selling, you want to find out how much your home is worth, is actually to talk with me about the plan for the process. I know it's a big decision, and I want to help you get it done. My name is Emily Cressy. As a real estate professional, I study home prices every day. And as the sharply rising interest rates have thrown a wrench into the gears of the housing market, there's a lot of uncertainty, and obviously some people aren't just selling in a week like they used to, right? So it's extremely challenging to know what your home is worth in these conditions, and it's getting a little easier to make that plan to buy your next home. So we're going to be there to help you step all the way through it if you would like our help. We offer a one-on-one evaluation where we can get together over the phone, a conference call, or in person at your house to get an idea of exactly what it would be worth if you were to sell it now, as well as the steps of the process to go from making any improvements around the home, planning the transition to the next home, and getting you an idea of how much money you'll be walking away with. So click the link below to discover your home's true potential. And now, drum roll please, everybody's favorite segment, predicting the future of the Shoreline real estate market. Yes, it's time for Emily's predictions for Shoreline, Washington housing heading into the fall. What we're seeing overall in the Seattle, Bellevue, Everett metro area is that 28% of their homes had to do a price drop before they were sold. So while well-presented and well-priced homes are still selling quickly and for great amounts of money, it's important for sellers to be realistic when they're setting their prices. We're going to guide you through that. We have data. You have, your years of experience in the neighborhood will make a winning combination there. Now, I've been talking to some real estate agents who had listings in August that actually have had 0 showings for several weeks. That's unusual. I asked her about it. I was actually listing a condo in the same development as hers, and she said that the owners were not yet willing to do a price drop. I think the last time I spoke with her, they had had 1 showing, but they were 3 weeks in. And the reason that I share this story with you is because I'm trying to illustrate what can happen if owners set prices too high and aren't willing to listen to market feedback about where their pricing needs to be. On average, it takes 11 showings to find the right buyer for your house. So if you're not getting many showings, or you're getting negative feedback from people coming through the property that they don't like it for one reason or another, basically what that means is that you're overpriced or you're not getting enough marketing out there. You got to look at both of those things. So what can you do? You can fix up the house. You can add staging. You can increase your marketing or change where you're marketing, or you can adjust the price. So you and your agent need to work together to see which of those levers you want to pull to try to adjust the results that you're getting. Now, let's talk for a minute about affordability here. Affordability has been dropping for buyers. We had high prices and then we had high interest rates, and it made it very hard to afford homes. And this is actually a nationwide trend. So nationwide, the average income earner can now only pay for 98% of a mortgage payment, whereas in prior years, they were able to easily pay for more than their entire mortgage payment. And this is, again, nationwide data. We know that Seattle is very expensive and less affordable than the average city. But we can take the principle here, which is that combination of high prices and high interest rates is pricing a lot of people out of homes. And so now that we can't fix interest rates, right, the government is the one in charge of that. What we do have control of is the pricing of our home. And as a reaction, if we want more people to be able to buy, we've got to make sure that the home is affordable for those who would be interested in living there. When we look at affordability figures like this, they're based on three things: wages, interest rates, and prices. So to predict what's coming next, later this year, next year, we have to ask ourselves what we believe about those three things. Are wages in Seattle going up or down? I just heard Google was thinking about laying off people, Are prices going up or down? We're in an inflationary economy here, so prices in general are going up. And the question is whether housing prices will continue to go up. For now, it seems like they're leveling off. So it's still a seller's market, but we're kind of coming back to normal, and we can't rely on that frothy, red-hot market to just sell any house at any price. You and your agent will need to, dust off the skills, work quite a bit harder to get your house sold under these conditions, and you need to work with them, rely on their advice. You're hiring them not just for marketing, but also for advice. We're heading into an inflationary recession, which means the prices of things will be going up, but wages won't necessarily be able to keep up with that, and many people may be feeling poorer. So as people turn up the frugality, they're voluntary living, they're cutting coupons, what does this mean for housing? In general, people will still want to buy homes for many personal reasons: getting married, downsizing, having kids, that type of a thing. But they're going to be looking at a more affordable price point of a home because they don't feel rich, they feel poor, so they don't buy an expensive house, they buy a less expensive house. We're also going to see more utilization of creative lending programs like interest-only loans, adjustable rate mortgages, 40-year amortization instead of 30-year amortization to help people squeeze into a property that is otherwise the payment would be a little bit tight for them to afford. Historical data tells us that even in a recession, even in tough times, people still need a place to live, but there may be less speculative buying and selling going on. So a lot of the buyers in the marketplace are likely, those who are entering now are likely those who were priced out or blocked out, not able to participate in the crazy frenzied markets of the past years. This would include first-time home buyers who didn't have a lot of cash, and maybe people using FHA loans, VA loans that have low down payment requirements but wouldn't have been as competitive when competing against 20 or 30 offers on a home during the peak frenzy years. One of the things you can do to make your home appealing to folks like this is to offer some incentives, like helping to pay some of their closing costs to reduce their out-of-pocket cash needs, or paying a redecorating allowance to get them some extra money to do repairs or updates. Like if your home needs new carpet, you want to let them do it, you could give them some cash back at closing for that. Another option is to buy down their interest rate, where you're giving them some upfront money that they can give to the lender in exchange for a lower interest rate on the loan, helping make that monthly payment more affordable. So if you are thinking about selling, all signs point to now as the right time to get off the fence. We don't know where the market is going, and it's not going strongly up like it had in the past. So we're not just sitting in the house waiting for equity to explode. We're kind of saying, okay, if we need to move, now's the time. We can get into that next house. There's a lot to be said for going ahead and moving right now. If it's not time for you yet, I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much for being here. Again, I'm Emily Cressy with HomeSmart Real Estate, and at homeproassociates.com, we do more.